In the last video, we built this index function, but now we really need to build the view that accompanies it. So why don't we go to Views, go to Carts, create a new file, and save this as index.html.erb. Now, a lot of this is going to be the same, so we're going to start off with our divs, of course, and our divs are going to be accompanied by the title, which is going to be shopping cart. Now, we have already set some variables that are going to be passed on to the view, such as org products, and we're going to use that right away. So, our first if statement, and we are also going to have an else. And let's just put the end in there as well. Our first statement is to check if our org products array is empty. So if it is empty, then what we want to do is we just want to say that, well, there are no items in our cart. So that's all we're going to say. Else, there's going to be items in our cart. So in the else statement, what I want to put is else items in your cart, and then we're going to open up an unordered list. Now this unordered list is going to have the class of catalogs. So we'll just throw that in there. And then we're going to open up, we're actually going to loop through the org products. So do the @ org products dot each do product. So that's nothing new. So looping through each products, we forgot to do the end, so we're just going to put that in there. So for each product, we're going to have a list item. And inside our list item, the first thing we're going to do is going to do an if statement again. And it's going to be accompanied by an else and also an end. So for our if statement, our condition is going to be that if the quantity is greater than 0, or if the item is not expired, then we're gonna show the item. So in this if statement, we're gonna do a div, and inside this div, we're going to have class row. And inside this row, we are going to have another div, and it's going to have the class of call md2 prod image. And this is the same code that we always use for our images. So I'm just going to copy and paste that from our notes, and not really going to explain that to detail. So that's that. After this, I want to open up another div here, and this will have a class of call md7, and ID is going to be prod info. And we're also going to remove this div. So why did I remove those two end divs? Well, the reason is because we're going to be structuring our DOM based on these if and else statements. So that's the reason why. So else, what we're going to have instead is we're going to have class row unavailable products. So in this case, what happened is the item has expired, or there is no more quantity for this item left. So in this else statement, we're just gonna open the same tags of div class row unavailable product and div class call md4, and that's that. So after that, after our end statement, we're gonna put our title in h4, because what we're making here, pretty much it looks exactly like this, except they're just going to be on a checkout page. So I'm going to put in our title. We're also going to have our hidden tag fields for ID and tags. We're also going to have our price. So we'll just throw that in there. We're going to have our grocer in line 32. And then we're going to do our little if-else statements for our weight in grams, where if the weight in grams is not 0, then we'll show it. If it is 0, then we'll not show it. So we'll just put that in there. And then we're also going to do the same for available quantity and expiry date. So I'm just going to take that from our notes and throw that in there. So this is code that you've already seen before, so that's why I'm just copying and pasting it in there. And then after this, we could finally end our div. And let's see, to make this alignment more clean or cleaner, what we're going to do is we're just going to put this div over here. So this div will match this call MD4. So after that, after this div, I want to do something with the available quantity. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to do another if statement, and let's just have an end with it for now. And if the product available quantity, product 0 available quantity is greater than 0, and time now is less than product 0 dot expiry date dot to date dot to formatted s long ordinal. It's pretty much to check whether the product is expired or not. So what we're doing here is we're going to allow the user to actually change the quantity of how much they want to buy in this view as well. So we're going to do our same little add item bit that we've used before. Do a quantity box, and we want to make sure that the quantity is smaller or as big as the available quantity. So we want to do div class call sm3 quantity box, or not quantity box, that's wrong. The class is going to be just input group. So I want to do another if here. If person is signed in, or person, then you would just want to put in the quantity that they've entered, because at this point, if the item shows up, then you know that they have a quantity that they wanted to buy it. Else, the person is not signed in, we're just going to get the quantity from the session, and then we're going to end this. So after this, I want to open up another span, and this span will have a class of input group button, and this button is pretty much like the add button that we had in our other views. So I'm just gonna make this a little bit neater because we don't want to have some ugly code. So like that. And after this, I want to do another if statement. So quite a few if statements actually. If the person is logged in, check in is logged in again. And let's have an end to this as well. and we're also going to have an else. So if the current person is logged in, we're going to have a button for them to delete the item from their list. So you can see that this is a button. It has the bootstrap classes of button danger and all that. It has an ID of delete product from session, and it has a link to delete, which calls the route to actually delete the item, and it really gives a confirmation of you really want to delete the item from your cart. So the product one name is the item of the cart. And if the person is not signed in, you want to do the same thing, but we're going to delete from their session. And we're probably never going to enter this area because we're probably going to make it so that only signed in users can really look at this page. Other than that, I think it's been a long video already, so I'm just going to stop here. We're not done yet. We still have modals to take care of, but we're going to take care of that in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments and questions in the comment box below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys next time.